every single time they go to make a purchase in a dispensary from that point forward, it's free to the consumer. They don't pay a penny. And all they do is get a text SMS notification. They approve the transaction, and it comes directly from their checking account. Instead of being physical, we just do it in digital.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Hey, Ken.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. Today we're speaking with Ken Ramirez, the CEO of Alt36, which is a fully digital payment solution for the cannabis industry. Ken, a lot of our listeners understand the cannabis industry, and they understand that it's all cash, but I don't think they completely appreciate how difficult it is to do a transaction at the dispensary level. Can you tell us some of the challenges that...
Yeah, absolutely. So when a dispensary is, or let's call it any cannabis-related business, is operating solely in cash, there's a lot of negative aspects to it. What a lot of people don't realize is that with all of the activities involved with handling cash, it equates to about 15 to 20% of the total revenue for some of these operators. So when you think about, all the different things that go into it, counting the cash, moving the cash, storing the cash, paying vendors, paying suppliers, paying your employees.
All in cash.
All in cash. It gets very cumbersome, and it's tedious for multiple dispensary operators and vendors, suppliers, likely. It can be quite the headache for many operators.
That's crazy. So they can't take credit cards. So they have to arrange for get cash beforehand, or they go to an ATM or something to get cash beforehand.
Yep. And
then the dispensary gets the cash. They have to make all their payments to all of their vendors, all their employees. They have to pay their taxes in cash, 100% in cash.
Absolutely.
And that creates all kinds of risk for the operator, the employees, all the way around.
Absolutely.
So how does Alt36 solve this problem?
So essentially what we do is we build out a platform that allows the consumer to be able to pay directly from their checking account. It's an extremely simple process. So they basically register in our system. The next step, they link it to their checking account. Mm-hmm. They do that. It's seamlessly. It's secure right through their own bank.
Right.
Now, every single time they go to make a purchase in a dispensary from that point forward, it's free to the consumer. They don't pay a penny. And all they do is get a text SMS notification. They approve the transaction, and it comes directly from their checking account. Instead of being physical, we just do it in digital.
So it goes from their checking account
Yep.
into the, I think you said you use the Dash network?
Yep. So what happens, so we use the Dash blockchain. So essentially it's just a decentralized form of keeping records. And that's what really all the banks are, is it's a centralized form of keeping records. So
that you go to the dispensary, you place an order. Alt36 hits your checking account, takes the money out of your checking account, converts your money into cryptocurrency.
Correct.
In an instant, pays the dispensary. Is that how it works?
Very similar. So we actually have our own fund that we manage of digital currency. So when the consumer makes a payment to us, the second we verify that the transaction is successful, then we send the merchant digital currency immediately in real time. The second it hits their account, we convert back immediately to US dollar. That way there's zero exposure to the volatility of the price.
Yeah, because that's going to be the first thing that a lot of people are concerned about, because they hear Bitcoin going crazy and then going down again, and everyone's like, I don't want my money tied up in that. So your money's never really tied up. It's almost instant.
It is instant. Yeah, there is zero exposure to the volatility of the currency whatsoever.
And you're not hanging on to it. It just comes out of your account, goes right into their account, and on the way there, it gets
Absolutely.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
We made it so simple, and we keep all the complexity and confusing processes behind the curtain, so that way consumers really have no idea that, it's blockchain and digital currency in the background. And the merchants have very little idea that it's digital currency and blockchain in the background. They just get to leverage all the benefits of blockchain without any of the complexion and confusion traditionally associated with. Absolutely. So our whole goal is, from a consumer adoption perspective, we didn't want to just tackle one piece of the problem, because we realize how vertically integrated the cannabis industry is, especially with, their suppliers and vendors and so forth. Mm-hmm. And, providing a consumer-facing option is just one part of the problem.
Yeah.
Right? The B2B side is the complete other side of it. So we want to essentially take an omni-channel approach to this problem, so that way we're actually affecting change, and we're actually solving the problem instead of just solving a piece of the problem.
Okay, so so in Arizona right now, you're in how many dispensaries?
So right now, since we just started, we just did the launch about 2 weeks ago with CanTrade. We just solidified our first 3 dispensaries.
Nice.
We have about 18 more that we're onboarding right now. And essentially through the CanTrade relationship, it provides about 650 to 700 dispensaries, vendors, suppliers with access to all 36 now. So our whole goal, and we've been quite busy since the completed integration, is to basically be going and onboarding each one of these clients that CanTrade is currently working with.
So there's some manual intervention in there. So you're going to have to ramp up your staffing. You're going to have to ramp up your infrastructure. So tell us. I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, "Wow, this guy's got a lot of work ahead of him."
Yep.
What? So you're obviously going to have to raise some capital to do this.
Yes, sir.
So tell our listeners how they can get involved and what opportunities are for investing in.
Absolutely. So to this date, we partnered with the Dash Network, and we've been funded about $2 million to date by the Dash Network. But now that we've completed the build out of the platform, we've entered in and we've opened up our Series A. So we're raising $5 million right now to support our growth activities and to really help expedite our market adoption of the platform. And to be able to support, all the operations that come along with it. Kind of our accelerated growth that we're looking at right now. We're going to basically be onboarding, we're raising the capital to be onboarding and building out the team to be able to support, further operations in additional states and to continue with the compliance efforts as far as rolling out money transmission licenses on, the other states that we're working in.
Okay. So if a listener were interested in getting involved, a lot of our listeners want to make relatively small, $10,000, $15,000, $25,000 investments. Is there an opportunity for those type of investors within your organization, or is there a way that they can invest through another?
Yep. So given that we are in our Series A. There are requirements for qualified investors that we have to follow, but there are all sorts of different ways that you can invest in the company.
Okay. And if they need, if they're interested, someone's interested, who should they contact?
They can contact me directly.
Okay.
Ken at alt36.com.
Ken at alt36.com. Okay.
And we'll schedule a call and we can discuss kind of all the details around
Sure.
it.
Well, we've been talking to Ken Ramirez, who is the CEO of Alt36, and Alt36 is www.alt36.com. All their information is going to be on the MJBulls website, and Ken can be reached at ken@alt36.com. Ken, really interesting stuff. I can't wait to see this thing roll out. Like I said, I think this is way big. It's going to end up being way bigger than cannabis, but it's fun to watch you get this going. Thanks for being with us.
No, thank you for having me.